Hey, real quick, before we do anything, I got two things we gotta do. I do a really bad podcast called Cut the Tape. And for like the last 6 years, there's been no intro to it. So Lucas is gonna record everyone, and on the count of three, I need everyone to say, cut the tape. And that's gonna be the intro to the show, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Cut the tape! Lucas, did you get that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Woo! Morning. French vanilla, 3 skim milk, 3 Splenda. That's all I need. Welcome to Cut the Tape. We have Happy Cut the Tape today because we have kitty ears. We have the Rise of the Beast Machines toys, and I'm going to open this one. It's got Shadow Panther with it. It's called Snarl Saber, but it's Shadow Panther. These guys don't really make sense. It's Bumblebee, and he comes with a maybe it's a Black Panther. I don't know. And the Panther Shadow Night Stalker thing then sits on the head of Bumblebee to become a helmet and shoulder armor. But he's got kitty ears. Beast Alliance. Optimus, oddly enough, comes with a Decepticon. It comes with an alligator, and then Optimus, and he's aligned himself with a Decepticon alligator. I would normally say something derogative, like, this is what happens when you let the interns decide the line plan. But I don't know. I don't know what happened here. I'm more excited about this. This is Revenge of the Beast Machines, a 3-pack of Nightbird, Wheeljack, aka Pablo Honey, and Chestor Cheetor. So we got Pablo Honey, we got Nightbird, and then Cheetor. And these are more like your traditional deluxe type figures. You know, a bit simplified. I wouldn't necessarily call these movie. I mean, maybe they're a repackage of movie line figures. I don't know. You know, I like the troop build. I have hundreds of Viacons and Sharkticons and hundreds of sweeps of all different flavors. And then I had pre-ordered a few of these, the Omega Sentinel, and I thought, do I really need the troop build Autobots? Because the only time I've ever troop built an Autobot was with the animated Elite Guard guys. And I think I have like 9 of those dudes. Anyway, the answer is yes. Yeah. I got 5 of these. That's what's wrong with me. You understand? Anyway, I haven't opened any of them yet. It's probably going to be years before I open any other ones. I should at least open one. So this came from HasLab. Black box, right? I don't know if the black boxes are supposed to be cool, if they're supposed to save you money by not printing in color. I don't know. I think maybe a combination of both, but I'm not really digging the black boxes. You know, I mean, that's kind of, you know, you put it on your shelf, you know, you see that, that's kind of cool. All right, you know, it's different. Artwork's expensive. This is easier to produce. This type of design, you take it from the CAD file, whatever. Anyway, let's cut some tape. Easter edition. All right, I'm gonna readjust. Not myself, but the camera. All right, here we go. Open that pizza box up. And there he is. Interesting that in order to avoid scuffing the figure during shipping, they put tape on the inside. So when you open it up, this tape, should it make contact with the figure, will prevent the figure from scuffing. Interesting technique. Look, it is what it is. It is what it is. Everything's gone up in the world. So I own a frame shop, and a case of glass used to cost me 90 bucks. Now it's $290. Everything's gone up. All these twist ties remind me of Armada Unicron, who I think still has the record for the most twist ties of any figure. And me, being me, that was a point in time in my life where, you know, I was getting one to open and one to keep sealed, like I do now. But I was keeping the open boxes, so I would meticulously undo all the twist ties rather than snip them, as I just did, in order to preserve the integrity of the box. Now I realize, well, I'm getting multiples of these anyway. I don't really need to keep the box for the ones that I opened. I will say it's been a minute since I've played with this particular figure. It's the redeco of Omega Supreme. It's a great toy from what I remember, but I want to say these go here. Yeah. But, you know, it's one of those things where I opened it, I played with it, and then into the display case it goes. And I just, between having a business and having at least 2 kids that I know of, you don't really get around to playing with figures as often as you'd like. This is one of those things that, even though it was a no-brainer as a repaint, I never actually thought Hasbro would get around to it. But I commend them for actually doing a repaint of an obscure, it's not even a character, it's a drone, right? From G1 episodes. But I commend them for getting this done. It's a no-brainer. There's no new tooling needed. You just rerun the figure, new colors. Everything seems to be pretty tight. No parts seem to be loosey-goosey. Rick may have spoken too soon. Here's the back. There's the butt. Let's take a look at the inside. So as I said, cost of everything has gone up in the world we live in. Everything used to come in plastic bags, sealed with tape, and then you'd be able to say, hey, I have G1 instructions of so-so, still sealed in the bag. or Armada or Energon instructions of so and so. Still sealed in the bag. Here's our MicroMaster partner. I believe this guy's called Moon Dance or Moon Raker or Moon something, or I don't care. But now you don't have plastic bags, you just have paper. And again, it's one of those things. We had a slight technical malfunction. Sorry, Lucas, you're gonna have to edit this video to the other video. That's my bad. My bad, Lucas. I unfortunately cannot learn the technology needed to edit one video to the other one because I'm an oxymoron. True story. Anyway, we don't have plastic bags anymore. We just take paper. Because plastic bags are made from oil, cost a lot of pollution to create the plastic, but then the plastic lingers in our environment for years and years and years. That causes pollution. That's the ethical side of it. But then this is paper. And where does paper come from? Cows. I'm always like hesitant to like cut these paper things open because I don't know if I'm like hurting any of the little bits inside. Now this may look like cheese to my dog, but this is not cheese. This is not cheese. These are blast effects, which at first I didn't really care for. I'm going back like, you know, like 10 years ago. No, I would say like, yeah, like 13 years ago, lightsabers start to have a little effect at the hilt where the saber meets the hilt. They had a little extra plastic there. That's the force of the saber coming out. And that was the start of blast effects. Then, you know, now we're here. I wasn't a fan at first. It became more prevalent with Masterpiece toys. So I would not display them with my Masterpiece toys. But now, I've come to accept them, and I do, in fact, like to display my newer Masterpiece figures with the blast effects. Let's see here. Firing out of this. It doesn't fit on the back. Just put that right there. All right. Let's move on. I am really curious about Pablo Honey. Oh, come here, child. So Wheeljack's kind of gotten a bad rap in the movies. Bad rap is not an accurate term. A raw deal when it comes to the live action films. In the original animated film, I mean, he was barely shown. All you saw was his corpse. That sucked. So, Dark of the Moon comes around. We're trying to pitch Wheeljack, but Wheeljack is not a Bayverse name. You got a guy that makes gadgets, who's a scientist, who's smart? Well, of course we're going to name him Q after the guy from James Bond who makes gadgets. What are you going to make him sound like? British? Oh, British? Yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. Who's he going to look like? Albert Einstein, because Einstein was smart. Yep. Yep. Yep, that checks out. There is no such thing as a perfect film. Yeah, maybe James Cameron's Aliens. James Cameron again, maybe T2. But, I mean, there really is no such thing as a perfect film. James Cameron's really trying, though. All right. I love getting new Rick-centered figures. It's not for kids. It's not Masterpiece, or third party, which hurts my hands because arthritis. Nope. Regular, little intuitive deluxe figure. Very mild bouquet. The oil and the plastic, it's a mix. It's synthetic. And you can smell the difference in the parts that were molded in the brownish gold color versus the white. And then you get the black as well. The black is a bit more pungent. Allow me to clear my palate. All right. So the goggles don't come off. All right, cool. I did see, I think it was a fan thing, where the goggles spread open and it looks like Wheeljack. Like it looks like the ears of Wheeljack. So Wheeljack had a great appearance in the Bumblebee film. Beautiful. Everybody loves that opening sequence. What I don't get is for a guy, the director, I'm not going to put it all on the book director. What I don't get is for a team who put together a film that has a lot of iconography that is distinctly and heavily inspired by the source material, the Beast characters, Optimus Prime, RC. For Wheeljack to be the one guy that they're like, yeah, we're gonna completely change him. Was this supposed to be Wheeljack? Was this supposed to be a different character? I don't know. He's not in any of the promotional materials. So if you see that big poster, you got Rhinox, Cheetor, Air Razor, Primal, Optimus, RC, Mirage, Bumblebee. I got a feeling that Pablo Honey here and Night Racer, Nightbird, they're not going to be in the film a whole lot. I think it's going to focus more on Scourge. And I think he may be relegated to more of a movie 3 barricade appearance. I don't know any. I don't work there anymore. This is just a guess. But what I do like and what I do appreciate and what I do commend the team at Hasbro for is for putting out most of the characters right from the get-go. They're making toys of these guys, which is amazing. They absolutely should be making toys of every character that appears on film. It's very appropriate. It's needed, quite frankly. All right, Night Racer. Her plastic feels a little flimsy and she's a little loosey-goosey. Not crazy about that. Oh. That does not. Ooh. As shown in on the package, these are supposed to click into her 5mm port. I see what I did wrong. These snap together to form one claw, and the one claw all right. So we're talking about inflation, price adjustments. Back when Beast Wars was coming out, and I think it's relevant to talk about that because this is a Beast Wars film. Ooh, this is really tight. This is a whole different animal here. There's more rubber introduced into the manufacturing of this one. It's hard rubber. Interesting. So back to Beast Wars. Beast Wars came out in the 90s. A deluxe figure is now the size of a mega figure. A mega figure is what we call a liter now. As price and part complexity, price goes up, part complexity comes down, and overall size diminishes. It's a fact of life. Nothing can be done. At what point, you might say, Rick, do we then stop buying these figures? I'd rather pay for a little bit more to get a little bit more, but then you have to understand that a company needs to sell X amount of units in order to employ people. We, as consumers, only have so much money to buy product. And I wonder where we're going to be 10 years from now. Looking to the future, where we're going to be 10 years from now. What will our brand look like? One of the last times I spoke to a very nice man, Jerry Javoyne. One of the last times I spoke to him, this was about a year after I had parted ways with the bro. He said, "What do you think of the line?" And I thought, we're friends. I'm just going to tell him. Like, I'm very concerned over the amount of non-transforming figures. Where does that put the brand 20 years from now when people want to get masterpiece versions of those figures? What will those figures look like? Is there a disservice being done? I don't know. I'm asking this hypothetically. And he came back with the boilerplate answer of how great the brand is and how diverse it is. And I'm like, yeah, no, I agree, but to give someone, who supported you and appreciated everything you did on the brand and worked side by side with you, the boilerplate answer, no, I was hurt by that. I was very, very hurt by that. And so that was the last time I spoke to Mr. Jerry Javoyne, who is still, I think, an incredible human being. Wonderful, wonderful man. I don't think I've ever told that story before. Not every story has a happy ending. Which, oddly enough, is why I was such a big fan of the WrestleMania ending last week where Cody Rhodes lost. Not every story has a happy ending. we don't always need happy endings. I really want to transform this without looking at instructions because I just really, I need this. Because I need it right now. I need a win. Everybody needs a win every now and again. This is my win. Boy, my hands are killing me. Oh. It's so hard for me to transform figures now. Just because of my arthritis. I think that's why I've really have negated finishing my display. All right. I've had enough of this. There you go. Pablo Honey, super tiny. Wow, that's compact. Anyway, I don't really want to play with kitty ears. I just wanted to show you kitty ears. He's got kitty ears. I'm gonna open this when I'm on the toilet later. All right, so that being said, listen, I'm not a big religious guy, but you know, we do the Easter egg hunt at my house, and every year I try to switch it up. So one year I got glow in the dark, those little, you crack them, shake it up, glow in the dark. So I put a bunch of clear plastic eggs and I put the glow in the dark thing in them, and we did a nighttime glow in the dark Easter egg hunt. That's a free one. Steal it, do it for your kids. It's gonna be fun. They're gonna love it. This year, you know, my kids are a little older. Casey's almost 12. I got plastic eggs. I'm gonna put money in all the eggs. Now, this could backfire on me because one kid may get more eggs than the other. It's probably gonna lead to a lot of tears, but it's gonna teach them a lesson. Get as much as you can while you can. Leave nothing for anyone else. I hope it teaches them about sharing. That's the lesson. All right. Thank you very much for watching Cut the Tape. I'll be back eventually. Register to vote, wash your hands, get boosted, get vaxxed, get waxed. And I'll see you next time.